Tim Briggs here, and today I am at Reedy Creek Park in Charlotte, North Carolina. Reedy Creek might be one of my favorite places to play disc golf. Lots of par threes, it's wooded, some slight elevation, a lot of memorable holes, including here, hole 1. Just look at that basket, it's majestic. It just invites you to play disc golf, and thankfully I throw a pretty good drive here and I'm able to essentially get a tap-in birdie, although this putt is terrible. Terrible, but it goes in. Hole 2 would be a backhand hole through a tight gap, but I don't have much of a backhand, so I throw a tomahawk. My first one was just a little bit short. This is a second one that pushed a little farther and got some roll almost into circle 1, but I play my first shot here and just pitch up and take my par. On to hole 3, it's like a 270 kind of hole. You want to throw a flat to hyzer forehand. Hit the gap, got bad ground play. I actually went backwards. I hit a root. Left me with a lengthy circle 2 putt, gave it a good run, but then left me with a tester for par, which thankfully I was able to make. And so I will take that. Player B, still a terrible putter, somehow. Some way. Hole 4, it's right in front of you, about 230. You want to get this one. I threw a nice flip up hex. Puts me exactly where I want to be to get another birdie. 2 under. I like that. We're going to move on to the next hole, hole 5. The camera doesn't do this justice. It's more uphill than it looks. It is a well-framed hole up on a little plateau, little platform. It just invites you to park it. It invites you to try to ace it. I throw this just a little bit low. I wanted to be up top, but this is a very common place to be, short of the platform, but still in circle 1. Thankfully, player A is able to make the putt. Luigi still needs to work on putting. Hole 6. Can't see the basket, but it is tucked back into the left. There's a lot of guardian trees. I threw a great shot. I hit a tree and came down a little bit short. Gave me this good circle 2 look. I was a little high, and it rolled about 40 feet away. Not ideal, but that's disc golf. Them's the breaks, as they say, and I can't make my par putt. You really hate to take a bogey out here, but that's how the game goes sometimes. Hole 7, you're throwing down like into a valley. It's a blind shot. Most people throw a backhand through one of those 2 gaps. I threw a tomahawk, which is poke and hope, but hope is a good thing. Some would even say the best of things. Hole 8 is one of my favorite holes. You just got to flip something up, throw it straight about, 250. I flipped it up pretty good, just didn't get enough turn on it, and unable to connect on my birdie. Hole 9, I thought I would would film this from behind the basket so you could see better, but then of course you could see nothing. I threw a standstill flex forehand motion shot, which gave me this edge of circle putt, which both Mario and Luigi sink onto 4 under and onto the back 9. This basket is up and to the left. You can't see it from the tee. I threw a pretty good shot, just threw it 2 straight. Needed to have more turn. That was a lightweight wave disc. I kind of juiced this spinny hyzer putt, which gave me a little bit of a tester comeback for par. But thankfully, I was able to make that with both player A and player B. Hole 11, you want to throw something straight. Just push past that tree in the center and then fade hard to the right. I went between those 2 trees, which is not a line I recommend, although, as you'll see, it worked out quite well. This is what the tee box looks like from the other angle here. Just a beautiful tee box. So this gave me an edge of circle putt, and that putt just barely sneaks over, but I will take it, and I will take 5 down heading into hole number 12. This is one of the easier holes. It's like 230. It's right in front of you. There are guardian trees. This is not a bad shot. It's just straight at a tree. I mean, could not have squared up that tree more. I think to myself, why don't I try a standstill backhand? I'm actually not terrible at those. Well, I parked it with the backhand. Unfortunately, I'm playing first shots, and here I am trying to scramble for par. hit my gap, juiced it a little bit, left a testy par putt, which player A makes, and player B does not. Again, player B needs to work on the putting. Hole 13, throwing my motion here. I'm actually playing this. There's two different baskets here. I'm playing the par 4. I thought I threw that perfect, and it must have had a terrible roll because this should have been 20 feet to the right. As it is, pinched, and I hit a tree, and here's a very lengthy bid for my birdie, which I come up short on. So I'll take my par onto hole 14. This is another hole where you're kind of throwing down into a valley, blind shot. It's really steep. And so out of the hand, I really liked the angle of that, thought that might give me a look. And it does. Again, the camera does not do justice to how much downhill this putt is. You don't want to miss this and roll away. And I do a little floaty kind of guy and put it in with Mario, which takes me to 6 under. Into hole 15. This is like a 340 kind of guy. You got to flex a forehand. I've got this shot in my bag. It's just really hard to hit the angle. That actually got a good roll at the end to give me a look, a nice circle 2 look. I really wanted that to go in. Gosh, that looked good out the hand. Just a little too much juice, but I will take a par on that hole. That's one of the tougher holes for me or for anyone on the course. So I'll take it. Hole 16. You can do a lot of different things in this hole. I'm throwing a proxy, and I get some good ground play and put it right up there and to circle 1. I like circle 1 putts. I putted really well from circle 1 today. I don't think I had a miss. I just could not make the circle 2 putts. Hole 17. Reedy Creek's going to make me throw a backhand here, and it's bad. It's terrible. The right disc, I threw a Tesla. Went inside, but thankfully got a good kick out into the fairway, which actually gave me a putt. Again, just long on my circle 2s. And when I got up there, I see, oh, here's Mr. Turtle. I almost hit him with a disc. Sorry, bud. But I was able to sink my par and move on to hole 18. I love hole 18. You got to throw a low, flat forehand, hit the gap way down there, avoid some trees, get a good skip. Got to do a lot of things right. This is probably like a 320 kind of hole. I throw this one just a little high. I wish it was a little bit lower, but I thought it got through. It was just a question of how close it was to the basket. Here, just for funsies, I'm throwing a flip-up insanity. Great line. Loved the glide on that. It hits a late tree, but this is my first one. A nice circle 2 look. I know I can make this. I know I can make this. I don't make it. I really wanted to end my round on a made putt. That would have been a very fitting putt to make. But you know what? I thought to myself, I need to go back. I can make this putt. I know I can make this putt. And so I do. But, you know, it's a second shot, so it doesn't count. But that's how you make it. Reedy Creek's fun. Disc golf is fun. Go out and play some disc golf. Maybe at Reedy Creek.